Right, so this is a string-based problem. Uh, we have to write a program to ask the user to input a string and count the number of words ending with a capital vowel. So this is purely a problem based on words. So let's begin with the problem first. We'll take the input first from the user. We'll ask for a string to be entered, and we'll assume that the user will enter a group of words in the form of sentence. So let's begin with this. We will now break this entire sentence as we expect the user to enter into a group of words in the form of a list. And split will help us to do that. What exactly a split function does is it breaks the entire string into a list of strings which so wherever it finds a space, it breaks it into parts. By default, split will assume it has to work on spaces. We can always use some other characters also, but that's not the point of the program. Now we will make use of split without a parameter in this case because we wanted to break the string into the entire string into group of words, and it is going to consider space as the delimiter character, using which it will split the entire string into a group of words. So now Y has all the words. It is a list of words. Now we'll break down this list into words using this loop, which means every word of which is there in the variable Y will come to Z one after another. So Z carries each and every word at one at a time in an iteration. So that's what we are using for loop for. So the program has to count the number of words that are ending with a capital vowel. So clearly, we need to refer to the last letter of the word, so which is there in Z, and we should check whether it belongs to any of the capital vowels. So we'll write this. So if this particular character, so clearly -1 will refer to the last letter of the word, and we want to check here using the membership operator in, we'll check whether it is one of these letters or not. If yes, we'll probably use this implementation process, and initially we'll keep 0, which we do for every counting based operation. We'll keep 0, initialize C by 0, and we'll increment C by 1 every time we find that we found a word which ends with one of the vowels. So finally, when the loop gets over, what we do is we will print the result. Now we're ready with the result. Count of words ending with capital vowel. This is the message, and we'll print the value C. So let's execute this program and see what happens exactly when we enter a string. Let's have it as this is a nice place as it is all green. So I have purposely used capital letters and small letters as a mixture in this string, so that we have words that ends with vowel, capital vowel also, and non-capital vowel. So let's see how does it really respond to this input. So we've got two such words that ends with capital. I hope I've yeah. So uh, So there is one word A which does not end with capital vowel. It is a vowel, but not a capital vowel. Obviously, we not talk about this and S. Why? Because they are not even ending with any vowel. So the first word which ends with vowel is not capital. So this is not going to be taken into consideration for the count. Nice ends with capital E. So that means this will be considered. Similarly, place is also getting ended with capital E. So this will be considered for the count because it is one of the capital vowels. As is not ending with a vowel, it is all green. So all these words are absolutely not ending with any of the capital vowels. So there are only two words, and exactly that is what we're getting it. So I think that's all. That's all we can have in this program. Going back to the program, let's go through the logic again. So we'll start with the input of the string. We'll ask the user to input a string. Uh, the moment we get the string entered, we'll split it into a list of words. That's a basic behavior of split. It considers spaces, and that's also one of the basic feature that we have in every string. We always divide. That's the rule of the language, English language, that we separate every word by a space. In this case, split is also equipped enough to deal with multiple spaces if at all the user enters. So it is going to ignore all the spaces and will treat it as a single space only, so that there is no such issue. Now, split will break the entire string into list of words, as I just explained, and it will assign a list of words to y. So now y is a list of words which is entered in the string. We also have the c variable initialized to 0 because we have the intention of getting the number of capital number of words ending with capital vowels. We want the count of that, so we have initialized c by 0. Now we need a loop here. Why? Because we have multiple words and we're not very certain how many words are there. So it has already been created. Obviously, we know that there are words. How many words also can be calculated using len? We can apply len. But that's not all. We have to deal with each and every word. So that's why we need a loop. So what do? We use z to split each and every word present in y as individual elements. And every time what happens, for every iteration, one word will be transferred into z. So basically, z has one word at a time, and that way every word will get transferred. So in this condition, we check whether, as we know that negative indexing allows us to refer to the last element by -1. So -1 is getting used to refer to the last element of that word that we are talking about. So if at all we find, we want to check whether it belongs to any one of the capital vowels or not. So we use the membership operator and we specify all the capital vowels that are possible. And we check whether this last letter of the word being considered is one of the letters of this category of capital vowels or not. If yes, then in of course will return either true or false. So if it is true, then we will increase the value of c by 1. And this continues for every word present in the list of words which is there in y variable. And after the loop gets over, we simply print a message along with the value of c that gets printed on screen. And if we just go back to this output screen, this is how it works. This is a sample string where we have certain words ending with capital letters, but not vowels. But we are intending to find this count of all the words that are ending with capital vowel. So we found it. It is nice and place. So we could also print the words that are being taken into consideration. But the point is, this question does not really ask it. It is only asking for the count. So we printed it. So I think this is all we have in this program. If we go back to the program, we just have a last glimpse of the program, and that is it. Thank you so much.